So this is a lot shorter video than the other videos I'm putting together in this series, so I thought I would actually just share a couple snapshots of the trip so far up to this point. So if you actually want to skip to the content, then go up to about the 2.5 minute mark or something like that in the video, and that'll get you to the important stuff. But for now, just sit back, relax, and enjoy the footage. This is part 2 of the flying process into the Ben Gurion airport in Israel. This is the airport in Tel Aviv, and this is the third video that we're making in the whole process of traveling to Israel. So everything you need to know, from what to pack, kind of the process of the flights and everything like that. So this is the second video about the flying process itself, and I will tell you, it is very simple. Nothing to be nervous about, nothing to even worry about. And once you do it one time, you'll feel pretty confident that you know what you're doing and how to go into international travel basically for the next time. So a couple things that I have. First off, you're gonna land in the Tel Aviv airport, which is actually not in the city of Tel Aviv. It's close to it, but it's like kind of in between there and Jerusalem. But anyways, this is the Ben Gurion International Airport. So that's where you're going to probably land. Then you're just going to follow the signs to the baggage claim, looking for a kiosk. Now this kiosk is basically where you're going to get your visa. So the kiosk is really inconspicuous. It's just off to the side, but they'll have a bunch of them sitting there. So they'll have them on both sides. So it is kind of hard to miss. So just make sure you're looking for that kiosk. What you're going to do is you're just going to walk up to it. You just lay your passport down, face down on the scanner. You let it scan, and then you just look into the camera. And it's going to just do the facial recognition, make sure that's you on the passport. And then it'll print out a little blue slip. And so that is your visa. You do want to keep that the entire time you're in Israel. Just keep it with your passport, keep it with your valuables, your visa. Okay, so then once you go through that, you're going to continue to follow the signs overhead, and that's going to lead you to passport control. Okay, now inside passport control, basically you're going to stand in a line for a little while. They might even have multiple places where you can go if you have a foreign passport. You just can't go straight through like you have an Israeli passport, unless you do. But if you're like me and you have a foreign passport, you're just going to go through the line. They're just going to ask you a couple simple questions, look at your passport, and then they're going to present you with a brown slip. Now, you're going to take that brown slip, and that's required for you to leave the passport control section of the airport. So it's pretty straightforward. You just take that brown slip, you go to the next checkpoint, which is basically leaving passport control, and you give them that brown slip, and they're going to take it from you. So you just give it to them. They let you out. Now there's one last step before you enter baggage claim, and that is you have to lay your visa face down on one final machine, and once you do that and you look into the camera and it recognizes you, then it'll allow the turnstile to work, and so that's what allows you to leave. Then you're in the baggage claim area. And from there you just figure out which carousel your baggage is going to be coming out at. You can go pick up all your bags, and then you just head over to the parking garage where your ride is going to be parked. You just meet up with your transportation, and then you're off, and you're ready to be at your hotel for the night, catch up on some rest, and be well prepared for the next day, your first day in Israel. So that's all there is to it. That's international traveling to Israel. And before I go, I just want to give you a couple tips from what I've learned just my first night here in Israel. First off, the water here is safe. They recommend that you can drink water out of the tap, you can drink water from the water bottle. It's all safe here in Israel, so their water is very high quality. Another tip is that the only danger here is really posed by drivers. So you don't have to worry about terrorist attacks. You don't have to worry about any of the violence or rockets or things like that. Really, the greatest threat to security, as I've been told here so far on the trip, is just the drivers. You want to be careful when you cross the street. You want to really listen to your tour guide and follow their instructions. And finally, the last tip for this video is that the best app for travel in Israel is called the Waze app, so W-A-Z-E. This is actually an app that was invented by Israelis, and they use that here for travel. So if you're going to be traveling with a group and you just want to track where you're going, you want the ETA for your next destination, or if you're going to be renting a car and driving by yourself, make sure you check out the Waze app. And we'll be back here with more recommendations and more tips for your travels in Israel in the next video.